Students, and welcome back to my channel Literature Philia. Today we are going to discuss about 15 PYQs of UGC NET for English Literature. We will be dealing with 15 questions today in this video, and furthermore we will be discussing total 100 PYQs into this series. So let's begin. So first question is, which of the following statement is not true of Tolstoy's Anna Karenina? It is concerned with A. The jumbled trivia of day-to-day life. B. The belief in social progress and scientific advancement. C. Insistent quest for meaning. D. The reaction of immediate family members to someone's terminal illness. तो हम पहले बात कर लेते हैं कि एना कैरेनिना क्या है. इट्स अ नॉवल जो लियो टोल्स्टो ने लिखी है. लियो टोल्स्टो एक रशियन राइटर है. पब्लिश हुई थी ये 1878 में. इसे माना जाता है द ग्रेटेस्ट वर्क एवर रिटन इनटू फिक्शन. इट इज़ ऑल्सो कॉल्ड द फर्स्ट ट्रू नॉवल इन द हिस्ट्री ऑफ नॉवेल्स. ये एक सीरियल इंस्टॉलमेंट में रिलीज़ हुई थी इनिशियली. ये नॉवल डील करती है थीम जो कि है बिट्रेयल, फेथ, फैमिली, मैरिज, इम्पीरियल रशियन सोसाइटी एंड डिज़ायर, डिफरेंस बिटवीन द रूरल एंड अर्बन लाइफ. इस पूरी नॉवल का जो स्टोरी है वो सेंटर करता है एक एक्स्ट्रा मैरिटल अफेयर की है एना एंड एक कैवलरी ऑफिसर काउंट एलेक्सी वॉन्स्की के बीच में. इस पूरी स्टोरी का बैकड्रॉप है लिबरल रिफॉर्म. जो मोटिव यूज़ किए गए हैं स्टोरी में वो है ट्रेन. एंड इसमें काफ़ी सारे ऐसे प्लॉट पॉइंट्स हैं जिनमें स्टेशंस दिखाया गया है जो सेंट पीटरबर्ग्स पे प्लेस्ड है. Anna throws herself under a train into this novel and dies. So basically, at the end of the novel, she commits suicide. So the answer for this question will be A, the jumbled trivia of day to day life. Next question. In the rape of Locke, Belinda's guardian self is unable to prevent the Baron's fatal mischief because A, he discovers an earthly lover lurking in Belinda's heart. B, he is disturbed by Clarissa's speech. C, the view is blocked by the imposing figure of Sir Plume. D, he is yet to return from a visit to the Cave of Spleen. So, Rape of the Lock is in itself very important work by Alexander Pope. So, one must definitely go through it and read it properly. क्या है रेप ऑफ द लॉक, हम इसके बारे में थोड़ा जान लेते हैं. इट्स अ मॉक हीरोइक एपिक written in high burlesque. अब high burlesque क्या होता है? High burlesque is written in elevated manner about a very comic subject. बहुत ही छोटे comic subject को बहुत grand style में लिखा जाता है, तो इसे epic style में लिखा गया. That is why it's a high burlesque. ये satirize करता है एक minor से incident को और इसे compare किया गया है epic world of gods से. It is based on the event of story which is told by John Carlyle to Pope about Arabella Fermor. Now, the guardian self Ariel discovers an earthly lover lurking in Belinda's heart, and that is why he is unable to prevent the Baron's fatal mischief. I'll never meet such a man again. You ought to have heard him recite poetry. Oh, he enlarged my mind. In Heart of Darkness, these words about Kurds are spoken by the manager, the intended, the first class agent, or the Russian. So let's know about Heart of Darkness. So, Heart of Darkness is a novella written by a Polish English writer, Joseph Conrad. This work in itself is very important for any aspirant of UGC NET. It was published in 1899. The story revolves around a sailor. His name is Charles Marlowe, and he tells his listeners the story about how he met a character Kurtz in an ivory trade. Now, Conrad draws a parallel between London and Africa. Marlowe departs with 60 men to travel to Central Station, and the Russian is also one of them. And this statement is said by the Russian. Question number 4. Arrange the following ELT methods and approaches in order in which they appear. Use the codes given below. Now, ELT methods क्या होते हैं? ELT methods are English language teaching methods, training methods. Okay. So here are 4 methods given, and आपको क्या करना है? You need to arrange the following methods into the sequence of ELT. The very first method we use in ELT method is grammar translation method. ग्रामर ट्रांसलेशन मेथड में क्या होता है? टीचर जो होता है आपका, टीचर इज़ एक्टिव, स्टूडेंट होते हैं वो पैसिव होते हैं. इसमें आप क्या क्या मेथड्स यूज़ करते हैं? आप किसी भी लिटरेरी पैसेज को ट्रांसलेट करते हैं और रीडिंग कॉम्प्रिहेंशंस कराते हैं. दिस इज ग्रामर ट्रांसलेशन मेथड. द सेकेंड मेथड वी यूज़ इज डायरेक्ट मेथड. इन दिस द टीचर इज पार्टनर and the students are active. Now, in this particular method, we use dialogues and role plays. The third method we use is communicative language teaching. This is also known as the audiolingual method. Teacher is the model controller and student is the imitator. We use the chain format, grammar games, and repetition into this. The last method is the silent way. In this method, the teacher is silent and the learning is between student to student. We use Fiedel charts and word charts into this. Which of the following statement is not applicable to Derrida's rejection of notion of the metaphysics of presence? A. The desire for immediate access to meaning privileges presence over absence. All presents are necessarily metaphysical and therefore are to be rejected. A fleeting meaning of the text is created through the play of difference and difference. Metaphysics involves installing hierarchies and orders of subordination in the various dualism that it encounters. Now, keep in mind, the question is asking that which of the following statement is not applicable. So the answer will be B. That B is not applicable to Derrida's rejection of the notion of metaphysics of presence, because according to him, all presences are necessarily metaphysical and therefore are to be rejected. Definitely, he believed in the metaphysics of absence. He rejected metaphysics of presence and believed in the metaphysics of absence. Now, what is metaphysics of presence? So, metaphysics of presence is a tendency to conceive fundamental philosophy concepts such as truth, reality, and being in terms of ideas such as presence, essence, and origin, to ignore the role of absence. But Derrida was in opposition of this concept of metaphysics of presence, and he appreciated the metaphysics of absence. Therefore, the answer B will be correct for it. Next question. Read the following and its code. A prince's court is like a common fountain, whence should flow pure silver drops in general. But if it chance some cause example poison near the head, death and disease through the whole land spread. Codes are: first, it is a description of the French court of the beginning of Duchess of Malfi. It is about the English court, such was Webster's England, but to avoid censorship, Webster gives his play a foreign location. Third, it is about the Italian court. Fourth, the court is located in Malfi. Now, the answer for this question is answer B is definitely correct, first and second, because it is a description of French court at the beginning of Duchess of Malfi. In the Duchess of Malfi, when you will read the original work, you'll find this description. But because at that time censorship was there, so Webster was trying to avoid it, and to avoid that censorship, he gave this play a location of foreign. Question number 7. Let me zoom it. So, which of the following literary types is associated with the poetry of Charles Baudelaire? Flaunay, Poet Mondit, Encomium, Home. Now, Flaunay is the answer for it. Let me tell you the meaning of the other options. What is the meaning of Poet Maudit? Poet Maudit is basically a poet who receives insufficient recognition in his lifetime. Whatever work he does, जितना भी काम वो करते हैं, उनको उसका sufficient recognition नहीं मिलता है. Encomium is definitely a speech or piece of writing that praises someone highly or something or someone highly. It is similar to eulogy. Honest home is a person who is a very civilized and a gentleman. So Flâner, what is Flâner? Flâner is a person who lounges or strolls around in aimless way. जैसे कि एक लोफर होता है. Flâner का मतलब है लोफर. चार्ल्स बॉडलेयर ने ये टर्म फ्लोनेर coin की थी. In a farewell to arms, the main image clusters are associated with rain, beasts, insects, river. The correct answer for this is D, first and fourth. That is rain and river. Now, A Farewell to Arms is a work written by Ernest Hemingway. Into this, rain symbolizes the inevitable disintegration of happiness in life, and sometimes it also symbolizes the death. River in this novel symbolizes rebirth. Next question. Which of the following poets describes his mistress as no, she is not Anglo Indian. She is Indian English, the language that I use. Options are Nissim Ezekiel, K.K. Daruwala, A.K. Ramanujan, R. Parthasathi. Now, the answer for this is K.K. Daruwala. K.K. Daruwala has written this poem, The Mistress. This poem is about English language and how it is developed in India. Now, this poem personifies this language, English language, as a woman, and he calls this language a woman, his mistress. That is why he says that this language is not Anglo Indian and definitely is a Indian English, the language that he uses. Next question. Arrange the following books in the order in which they appear. Now, the options are Leviathan, second, Of the Laws of Ecclesiastical Polity, third, Le Morte d'Arthur, fourth, Utopia. This question is extremely simple. It has also come into the PGT examination and PhD examinations. Now, Le Morte d'Arthur was published in 1485. It is written by Thomas Mallory. Okay, so this is the oldest work among all of these. So definitely Le Morte d'Arthur, definitely third will be the first. Now you see, in option B, C and D, third is first. So you will cut the option A. Option A is not there. Now next, Le Morte d'Arthur के बाद आता है आपका work that is Utopia. Why Utopia? Because Utopia was published in 1516 by Thomas More. Now Utopia, because it was published in 1516, so definitely option number 4 will come after third. So D, option number D is already eliminated. So you got B and C as your answer option. Now you need to identify what comes after Utopia, Leviathan or Of the Laws of Ecclesiastical Polity. So Leviathan was published in 1651 by Thomas Hobbes, and Of the Laws of Ecclesiastical Polity was published in 1597 by Richard Hooker. So definitely option number C is the correct answer. Now next question. 11. Which of the two novels of Anita Desai was shortlisted for the Booker Prizes? So Anita Desai is a very important writer of Indian English literature, so you need to go through it. Now the options are The Artist of Disappearance and In Custody and Feasting, Fasting and the Zigzag Way, In Custody and Fire on the Mountain. The answer is B, In Custody and Feasting, Fasting. Now In Custody is a work that was written in 1984 and it is about an Urdu poet in declining days. Feasting and Fasting made her really popular. Both of them were actually shortlisted for Booker Prize. So answer is B. Next question. Edward Said points to two forms of Orientalism. They are real and fake, voluntary and involuntary, subjective and objective, latent and manifest. The answer is D, latent and manifest. So Edward Said talks about two forms of Orientalism. They are latent and manifest. What is latent Orientalism? Latent Orientalism is a set of ideas and unconscious assumption about the Orients. जो वेस्टर्न लोग ईस्ट के बारे में सोचते हैं, जो वेस्टर्न लोग ओरिएंट्स के बारे में सोचते हैं, जो सेट ऑफ अनकॉन्शियस आइडियाज है जो उनकी सोच में है, वो लेटेंट ओरिएंटलिज्म है. और जो मैनिफेस्ट ओरिएंटलिज्म है वो क्या है? वो एक्चुअल में जो रियल वर्ल्ड में इंटरैक्शन होता है ओरिएंट का और वेस्ट का, वो है आपका मैनिफेस्ट ओरिएंटलिज्म. Which of the following plays in its preface was described by Eugene O'Neill as a play of old sorrow written in tears and blood? The answer for this question is Long Day's Journey into the Night. Please go through all the plays of Eugene O'Neill because it's extremely important. Next question. Manolin is the name of character in. Now, this character comes into the work of Ernest Hemingway's Old Man and the Sea. So the answer for this is option B. Manolin is present only in the beginning and the end of the novel. He is also a character which is considered to be a symbol of hope and a dynamic character. He is Santiago's attendant. Santiago is a person who is the protagonist of The Old Man and the Sea. T.S. Eliot's The Wasteland is dedicated to Ezra Pound, H.M. Hopkins, Dante, or W.B. Yeats. So the answer for this question is option A, Ezra Pound. Thank you so much for watching. Please stay tuned for next video, which will come up with 15 more PYQs related to your subject. Please subscribe to my channel and do not forget to press the bell icon.